I think mainly it's about the power of art, the power of images, how it really can contribute into, in a way, changing the world or changing the narrative or creating debate or being part of some kind of awakening. I mean, the power of image is, and the responsibility of art in changing the world. It's mainly about our responsibility as human beings in the world we live in, the impact that we have on other people, each one in their field, each one with their own tools, just to be aware of the impact that we can have on other people, and being responsible with our tools. I think it's mainly this also that drives me in whatever I'm doing in my work. I am aware of the responsibility of my tool, which is filmmaking, and I try to be up to this responsibility every time I try to make a film or I want to tell a story. I think stories allow you to actually humanize a certain topic or a certain subject. Instead of hearing about it, in numbers and statistics, sometimes it actually puts a face on a problem, and it takes the face of another human being that you empathize with when you're telling a story of another human being, and you go through the emotions of that other human being. And we are wired for empathy. We are wired for feeling for one another. I truly believe in that. So I think through storytelling, you are actually creating this empathy for another human being, and you can actually understand the struggle more, and you understand what this other person is going through. It's really about connecting to another human being through a story. And that's why I truly believe in the power of storytelling. I think storytelling is becoming more and more socially aware. Also, there's a certain, also again, responsibility in storytelling and in everything we're doing, especially with the era of social media, where everything is being exposed to the whole world very quickly. You feel that anything you say or anything you want to express takes a much bigger responsibility, or takes a much bigger exposure. So you have to be very careful about everything you say, everything you do, everything you tell, and every story you tell. And in that sense, storytelling, yes, has become even more, has evolved in that sense, I think. Yes, of course. Each format has its own rules and regulations, its own tools. Each format. I mean, you can't tell a story. A 2-hour film is told differently than a 30-second ad, or than a short film, or than a documentary, or a report on news, or something that you put on social media, or an Instagram post, or a Facebook post. Everything, it's all about storytelling also, but everything, every kind of format demands certain rules and regulations, and not rules and regulations, but certain, limitations also. Each format has its own limitation and its own also creative space. So it depends, yes, it depends on the format. A lot, because anyone can tell a story now. You can tell a story with your phone. You can tell a story with even with a WhatsApp voice message, you can tell. I mean, technology has changed and evolved so much that it has allowed everyone to be able to tell a story, and for the story to be, it's as good as it's depending on the quality of the story, depending on the impact of the story, depending on the story itself. Anyone's voice can be heard. I've personally experienced the impact through, my work, because it came from a need. It came from a real need to tell a story, the real need to tell the story of those children that I used to see on the streets in Lebanon. And it came from a need to express this responsibility also that I have with my tool, and being aware of the responsibility that cinema can have. And it started with that kind of mission. What can I do as a filmmaker to shed light on a certain subject? And then I started understanding the power of what I did through other people's reactions. Some people used to tell me I couldn't eat for a week, I couldn't sleep for a week, I couldn't even move from my chair. I stayed there for 10 minutes, I was shaking. It completely changed my way of looking at those children. It created some kind of rebellion within me towards the status quo. The mission of the film was to shake this status quo in a way and create within you this kind of rebellion. Because I think we should not adapt anymore to the injustice that we are, seeing everywhere around us, and the whole world is made of injustice, unfortunately. Capernaum means chaos. Capernaum means chaos, and I wanted to talk about this chaos that we are living in, and it's not. And I can see the repercussions on not only on people that watch the film, but I saw the repercussions also on the children that worked with on the film, and what happened in their lives later on. So I truly believe in the power that cinema can have on other people's lives.